Hello, and thank you for joining me. My name is Deborah Cotter, and I am a therapist at Access Counseling Services in Middletown. And this is a Friday 15 presentation. The training topic for today is on eating disorders. Eating disorders are increasingly being seen in younger children. Children as young as 4 and 5-year-olds are expressing the need to diet. By age 6, girls are concerned about their weight or shape. 40 to 60% of elementary-aged girls worry about becoming too fat. It is estimated that 40% of 9-year-olds have already dieted. It is estimated that 10 to 20% of eating disorders are adolescent boys. Most eating disorders occur between the ages of 13 and 17. Most importantly, 1 in 10 cases result in death from starvation, cardiac arrest, suicide, or other causes. The two main eating disorders we'll be looking at are anorexia nervosa and bulimia nervosa. What we will not cover, but is still a concern, and it is recommended that you do some additional training, is on avoidant restrictive food intake disorder, binge eating disorder, and disordered eating, which can indicate the development of an eating disorder. We will first look at anorexia nervosa. Individuals with anorexia fail to maintain minimally normal body weight. They engage in abnormal eating behavior and have excessive weight loss, and their perception of their body shape and size is significantly distorted. Many individuals with anorexia are compulsive and excessive about exercise. Children and teens with this disorder are perfectionists and overachieving. In teen girls with anorexia, menstruation may cease, leading to the same kind of bone loss suffered by menopausal women. Next is bulimia nervosa. Youth with bulimia go on eating binges during which they compulsively consume large amounts of food within a short period of time. To avoid weight gain, they engage in inappropriate compensatory behavior, including fasting, self-induced vomiting, excessive exercise, and the use of laxatives, diuretics, and enemas. An important note for coaches. Sports environments can increase the risk of eating disorders among some students. The competition, need for the highest performance, concerns about weight, and the fastest times contribute to the development of eating disorders on the field. This can lead to a full-blown disorder. No sport is immune to an eating disorder. Adolescents who have eating disorders are obsessed with food. Their lives revolve around the thoughts and worries about their weight and their eating. Youth who suffer from eating disorders are at risk for alcohol abuse as well as depression. I've chosen 3 SEL areas, although there is a case to be made for all the SEL areas regarding eating disorders. Self-awareness, recognizing and identifying feelings relating to eating disorders. Self-management, learning coping skills for difficult emotions like anxiety, depression, and behavior management skills. And social awareness, showing empathy and understanding to others who have an eating disorder. Now we're going to look at the warning signs that you may see behaviorally, emotionally, and physically with eating disorders. What you may see behaviorally is that the student pretends to eat and/or skips meals, exercises excessively, daily, and cannot miss a day, displays erratic or impulsive eating patterns, social isolation, makes frequent trips to the bathroom, appears overly perfectionistic and sets unreasonably high standards, wears baggy clothes to hide weight loss or weight gain, and compulsive behavior and denying difficulty. Physically, the student may experience sudden weight loss or weight gain, have abdominal pain, be cold and tired, develop slightly blue hands and feet due to poor circulation. They may have dry skin and hair and have dehydration. They may be feeling full or bloated. There may be a feeling of being faint and struggling to concentrate for prolonged periods of time. There could be evidence of self-harm. Sometimes there are problems with information processing and memory. School attendance suffers, and overall there's a failure to thrive. There are things that you can do to help. Cultivate a safe teaching and learning environment. Promote inclusivity, teamwork, and compassion that will make it easier for the student to ask for help if they need it. Prevention and challenging misconceptions. Focus on healthy lifestyles and not on weight or food. Educating clients on the reality of eating disorders and demystifying damaging perceptions can have a powerful, tangible impact. It can raise compassion and empower those suffering to reach out for help. And referral to mental health providers for assessment and treatment. Early intervention for youth with eating disorders is vital and can save their life. Now we will look at interventions at the various age groups. We'll start with the elementary age interventions. Prevention is the key, and in Intervention 1, the resource gives you activities to use to teach healthy eating and physical activity. Another prevention activity is in Intervention 2. This intervention focuses on increasing confidence and self-esteem within the students. With this kit, kids will learn how to overcome their negative self-talk and start believing in themselves and their abilities. The kit also has helpful guides for parents and teachers, as well as a description of each activity and suggested uses. Next, we'll look at interventions for the middle school age. Teachers Pay Teachers is a wonderful resource that can provide you with the tools needed to be preventive for eating disorders. In Intervention 1, we look at body image. This intervention helps students re-examine their definition of beauty and perception of how they are viewed by others, both face-to-face and online, with this mini unit. Media tactics to create a flawless standard of physical beauty are explored. Myths about celebrity beauty debunked, and the symptoms of eating disorders introduced. With intervention number 2, we have another Teachers Pay Teachers program that provides an age-appropriate description on eating disorders and a lesson on body image. The first lesson covers eating disorders, and the second lesson covers body image and the media. They can be used to encourage healthy lifestyle choices. Specifically, all will understand the different types of eating disorders that exist. Most will understand some of the causes behind eating disorders, and some will have an appreciation of how they can help somebody with an eating disorder. Our last set of interventions will focus on the high school students. The first intervention for the high schoolers is called the Body Project. It was put together by NEDA, which is the National Eating Disorders Association. In the classroom, choose activities to complete individually or as a group. After students complete each activity, the teacher or class leader can facilitate a discussion pulling from the questions to think about. Intervention 2. The development of supportive community environments allows teens to have people to confide in when needed. One of the best things you can do for your collaborative classroom is occasionally host team building activities. The author describes team building activities that are activities done for fun, no content required. Team building activities strengthen the relationship between a group of students, a class, and help students communicate more effectively with one another. Activities can be quick, 10-minute activities, or long, whole class period activities. The author always makes sure students understand that comments made throughout the activity must be positive. Students who berate each other or act negatively sit out. The author describes 6 activities that can be done to increase supportive community within the classroom. The first one is the hula hoop hop. Students hold hands to form a circle. Place a hula hoop between one set of students. Students then work together to get the hoop all the way around the circle, holding hands the entire time. Occasionally, she has timed students, and the next day students compared their class time to that of other classes mathematically. There is a YouTube reference that you can watch to get an idea of exactly how the hula hoop hop works. The next activity is tic-tac-toe. Human tic-tac-toe is super easy and super fast. Use tape or paper to lay out a tic-tac-toe board on the ground. Divide students into 2 groups, X's and O's. Groups switch off sending a student to the board. Once a team has won the game, or once the game is tied, the game begins again. To show which team they are on, students make an X or an O with their arms. The next activity is called rope shapes. Bring a long rope to class. Have each student grab a section of the rope. Then instruct students to create various shapes with the rope. Squares, rectangles, triangles, pentagons, etc. This activity is a great way to give students practice being group leaders. For each shape, you can assign 2 or 3 students to be the group leaders, while the other students must quietly follow instructions. Group leaders instruct students on where they should move to help form the shape. This activity can also be done with 2 groups of students and 2 pieces of rope. Our next activity is the plastic cup tower. Divide students into groups of 5 or 6. Give each group a stack of plastic cups. See which group can build the tallest tower in a certain amount of time. 2 to 3 minutes is really fun. This activity can be done in less than 10 minutes, or you can play once, then have students switch groups and do it multiple times. The next activity is called No Talking Line. Divide students into 2 groups. Then have each group form a line without talking. One of the author's favorite lines to have students form is one where students sort themselves by birthday. Another way is to have them sort themselves alphabetically. Alphabetically is fun at the beginning of the year when students are still learning each other's names. They can use hand signs or show letters or numbers, but no words. First group to form a line wins. Lastly, we have the balloon pass. Divide students into 2 groups. Each group should form a circle. Have each student bring 2 pencils or pens to the activity. Give each group a balloon and have them blow up the balloon. Then have students pass the balloon around their group using only the pencils. For more ideas, there's some Pinterest links below. Thank you for your time and engaging in this training. This topic is vitally important to the wonderful work that you do. You are in a unique position to identify many problems our youth encounter. Thank you for all the work that you do. Please feel free to contact me at the information below if you have any thoughts or questions that you would like to discuss. Once again, thank you.